Hey you folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of our little Let's Play of Path of Exile. I'm still playing Quill Essence level 86, and we're gonna do some more unique maps today! Boom, 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 boom. So, just a little behind the scenes info. The first unique map video was like, I don't know, a week and a half ago, something like that. But I did just record the second one, where we did, well, you can see the portal's still open to Olmec Sanctuary, or Sanctum. And now we've got Maelstrom of Chaos. So this one here has, wow, a lot of item rarity built in here. Area has patches of chilled ground, right? Monsters deal 50% extra damage as lightning. Awesome, because lightning is one of the resistances I don't have quite maxed. Monsters are immune to randomly chosen elemental ailments or stun. That's okay, I don't deal elemental status ailments. Technically my skulls do fire damage and could burnate someone, like make them burn, but that's not really the source of my damage. Monsters' melee attacks may apply random curses on hit. Okay, monsters reflect curses. That's interesting because while cursing's not a big part of my character, I do have a, here it is, cast when damage taken, that does try to auto-cast some enfeebles. So I'm going to go and remove enfeeble over here so it doesn't get cast anymore. Alright, and I guess that's that. I mean, can I quality these? Shit, I guess I'd need 1,000,000 quality, right? Because unique, I'm at attempt. I'm assuming it's just going to do 1%. Yeah, okay, so never mind. Can't even remember. I may have already tested this. So I don't think it's worth using 20 frickin' chisels to bring that up in quality. I don't remember. Did I remember to clear? No, I didn't actually sell everything at the end of the last video. Haha, forgot that we had tons of loot left. Well, that's okay. We'll do more this episode. I only just remember because I'm like, hang on, I had a rock breaker that I didn't sell. Bring that up to 20%. Grab a random low-level map. Grotto. No one loves that. Yes. Go, sell, boom, boom. Get another chisel. Oot. There we are. Bam. Because, I mean, I have like 1 billion blacksmith whetstones. I mean, not literally unlimited amounts, but a fair amount. All right, so let's go ahead and get this shoe in the rood. Activate. So no idea what we're going to expect here. And again, yeah, my lightning resist. Oh, yeah. Looks max now because I'm not actually in the merciless difficulty map. But now, yeah, 72%. I feel like this way's the dead end. Nope, maybe the other way was the dead end. I just want to go and verify that before we go too far here. More level up over. Oh! Well, maybe it's a circular kind of map. Oh, that's interesting. I was not expecting that. I figured we'd start in a dead end. Alright, well then, I will commit to go in this direction. Just for now. Pick that stuff up. Chill ground is annoying, because it slows you down. It also slows down your cast speed. Which matters when I'm trying to put down my skulls. Once they're down, it matters a lot less. Okay, random map. And just clear. I mean, so far, so good. It's not really any more open than the last map we did, but it feels better because it's an outdoors map, you know? Bum, 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 bum. Like all the spirits. Feels like I'm walking around in, like, Caves of Anger or whatever, you know, right before Merveil, when you get those random spirits lingering around. Well, I don't know if it's random spirits or if it's supposed to represent, like, her spirit or something. There's some magic dudes. Chaos Orb. Wait. Holy shit! This is literally my first unique map drop. Now, I don't know if unique maps are more likely to drop in unique maps or what. But yeah, I've never had one. The reason I have these unique maps is because a viewer gave them to me very generously. Didn't need credit, but, you know, thank you anyway. I appreciate that. So that's the only reason I have these unique maps. A viewer gave them to me. So that is my first one. I mean, I got a freaking achievement for that. So, awesome. Sweet. And that's just the one that's just a loot. There's no boss in that room. It's just literally go around, open all the boxes, and pick up a bunch of loot. So, I don't know, that sounds like fun. It's not a very high-level map, but you do get, it's like super increased rarity, right? Yeah, 1900 increased rarity in there. Not that I'm gonna, but out of curiosity, do these sell? Just using one of my little quick lookups. 10 chaos. Which makes sense, because, I mean, the area's full of frickin' loot. I'm sure people are going to want to see more loot opening. Some people. I changed my loot filter to explicitly show me Maelstrom staffs over here. And for the ones that don't have like impressive linkage or anything like that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like always transmute them just in case they end up with a crazy ass modifier and then throw them away. I don't know if that's the right strategy. The Maelstrom staffs are the highest level staff that have 18% block chance, whereas a lot of them have just 12% block chance. So I'm like, well, it would be nice if that was the one that that I could base my build on. So I'm just hoping for like either +2 fire or +1 to all gems, and there we go. And ideally paired with a good spellcasting companion. That's why I'm using this one, right? I got the +2 to level socketed fire gems, of which my Summon a Raging Spirit counts, and it's got the 28% cast speed. That's literally all it's got going for me. It's only got 4 sockets, but it's not good enough for me to try to like 5 or God forbid 6 link this particular item. Although if I did, then I'd look into crafting more. I mean, I could just use a bunch of chaos or chaos orbs to reroll the modifiers over and over, but I don't think that's a very good use of my chaoses. Ooh, Sork boots. We'll throw a over chance at that. So I guess we'll go and dump this. That's fine. Boop, boop. And yeah, these tabs that I apparently didn't actually finish last time. My bad. Let's just use a random orb transmute and see if there's anything crazy. That's a fair amount of rarity. I was gonna say that's tier 1. I think you can technically get up to 26%, but that's wow. It's too bad the base sucks. I wonder if it's like valuable enough that people would be interested in a rare of that, or if I could try selling it as is. So I could try throwing an augment on it and see if that turns out to be a really exciting modifier, and then make a decision if it's worth trying to sell from there. But so that's my Vila map, of which again I have 3, and I got to do some stuff. And then I have another freaking unique, which I guess I'll put back over here, and that's fine. Then I picked up a random Onyx amulet with like super low with only 10 attributes. No, I'm not going to craft that. That's fine. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. Go back to the Maelstrom of Chaos. Pick up the exquisite leathers. I don't know why I'm bothering with the kinetic blast. I'm pretty sure it's not particularly rare, and my gem tabs are freaking full anyway. Always nice to see some unset rings. Unset rings is definitely the sort of thing that that some people, if it's got good rolls, there's a lot of people who like the unset rings. Some people really need that one extra slot. You know, usually for something like a golem or like an aura like Herald of Ash or something like that, I need more identify scrolls. That's a fair amount of damage, I feel, on a ring. That's actually a top tier roll for the physical. It could be a tiny bit stronger, but no, it's pretty goddamn good. That's interesting with the life. I mean, it's not a ton of life. It's actually a pretty low life roll. I don't know. Might throw it in my vendor thing. Oh, the other thing with the rings, actually, I always want to pick them up because, yeah, that's item level 77. So what I'll do is I'll put that one in my Regal recipe tab. If it sells for a Chaos, cool. If it doesn't, well, then I turn it into a Regal later on. Wow. A 6 socket. It's only like a 2-2-2 link, right? But that like might be worth being a little bit more explicit with the crafting. I'm not just gonna like use one transmute and then just drop it if it's no good. It might be worth putting a little bit more effort into it. I'm trying to decide. It's probably worth doing, well, I don't have a lot of alts because I actually just went on a big run. Because I actually just found a 6-socketed Maelstrom. I think it was, I can't remember. It may have been at least 4-linked as well, actually. And I went and burned through a bunch of alts to see if I might be able to get a good combo. But I don't think I ever did. I think I went through like 400 alts and never even got a base pair that was worth trying to Regal at that point. Makes me wonder if I should have just alchemied it and then called that good. Yeah, we're pretty full up here. It feels like I just went back, and I don't want to go home too quickly here. We don't have room for the mitts or anything. It's kind of nuts. Hang on. I can do this and at least pick up the mitts. And I'll do that. So I'll leave them all behind. That's okay. Suppose I could at least ID them all. Because, I mean, this sword's not very impressive, right? It's, like, clearly not a vendor thing. You know what? Let's do that. We'll do this, and we can at least fit a thing, and then that'll be good enough. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The lover. No room for that. Alright, let's go and vend now. We just got a little bit more. Or dump, rather, not vend. Do. Bam, 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 bam. And divination cards, the lover over here. Oh, I don't have any to complete. And then, yeah, the kinetic blast. There's no way I want to keep that, but what the hell. Do. And you, my friend, are going to go into my regal recipe. That's going to be fine. And the green thing. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason I have to have that. Oh, and while I am here, I should pick up a bunch more scrolls. Okay. Oh, yeah, I have to do my dailies today. So I could go back and pick up that sword, but again, it's so big that I don't think it's worth hauling those. So it's still worth checking, like identifying the rare, and then leaving it behind. Dun, 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 dun. Da 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 da. Well, so far not particularly exciting of a map. I assume, having said that, that I will then therefore die to the boss. All monsters in here do 50% more damage as lightning, right? Yeah. Crude bow is a really low level item. I don't remember what that one is. Silver branch. I think I've got that one. You know, perfectly fine leveling item, but other than that, not very exciting. I keep it around anyway. I don't tend to bother picking up the diamond rings. I mean, yeah, I know there's demand for it and stuff, but Ash Slasher the Savage. Level 4 doubt. I mean, we may as well do it. So, at this point, Grinding Gear Games has announced that they will be keeping essences going forward. They really like it. They feel that they really successfully did its job of giving low-level people something to do. Like, you never use an Orb of Alchemy in a low-level item, right? But one of the nice things about the essences is that the lower-tier ones restrict the properties that it generates. So, like, the lowest tier one will only generate properties of level 45 or below. And while you can upgrade them by selling 3 to a vendor, it takes so many to get all the way up to the higher tier that it's not really worthwhile. So you may as well burn these to generate low-level items for you that are good for leveling, which is fantastic. So they are going to keep the essence in. They are going to lower the frequency of their appearance, and also tune the sort of the balance in the level. As you go into higher level zones, you won't see the lower level essences as much. So there'll be fewer of these essence packs, but the ones you will get will be higher level and therefore more relevant overall, which I think is perfect. Big fan of this. Just like I'm happy they kept the prophecy system in. I mean, the prophecy system seemed like it was actually probably a fair amount of work to implement. Probably more than this. I mean, here, you know, they generated a bunch of items, but they're relatively sort of similar and following a pattern and that sort of thing, so couldn't have been that difficult. So pretty full here. I think that's okay. I don't care about the shield. I know I was talking about, like, oh, I'll at least identify the rares and then move on. Yeah, well, I don't know, maybe. Especially if I've got a bigger one. Hold on. Let me do that. Let me do this. Like maybe, yeah, the body armor, which is a bit more big if it's not too impressive, and it's not. Let's do that. We'll replace it with the shield. That'll be good enough. I realize I'm not picking up the chromatic item, but that's fine. I got lots of chromatics. Bear trap. I got lots of those. Well, I had lots. I just sold a big set of bear trap. And I realized, okay, these are really common. Also, I don't think bear trap's a very common thing. I wonder if you might use it with something like a cast on damage shaken. Can you do those in traps? I know there's some things that you can't do, but, I mean, it doesn't say that you can't. Is it time to go vent? There's a lot of items happening here. Okay, other than the full loop, there's 13 monsters remain. So, I killed a boss at some point. Did I? No, I just ran by that area and didn't actually do the boss. Okay, dokie. Well, the boss is clearly going to have a lot of items, so let's go ahead and do a stash run. It's probably in the middle of talking something. Oh, let me put you in the Trash Uniques tab. Thank you. I didn't put this in the wrong one, did I? No, we're fine. Do. Okay. Then over to here. Currency. That's not currency. That is. You go in here. Map. Veil Pyramid. We'll have to upgrade you later. And a Divination. The Gambler. Okay. Done. Let's go back in here. May as well pick up the boots then. And run. Should be avoiding the icy patches. Here, I'll pick that up just in case it works out. I'll pick this up as well. Because it'll depend on how much loot the boss drops. Plus, I got a bunch of portals. I mean, if the boss doesn't kill me, then I will be able to make multiple trips for the boss loot. So, this unique area did not feel all that unique, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Felt kind of like a normal map. I didn't kill the boss, right? I'm pretty sure I skipped that area. There'll probably be some monsters right outside, which will be really indicative that I didn't do that. Was I in the middle of, like, picking up some loot or something when I was here? Oh, yeah, you know what? It's not super evident, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Although, is there nothing to hover over? Oh, it's not a portal. It's not a doorway that way. Okay. I'm a little bit worried about standing over here, but there's not much place to just, like, wander and wiggle here because of the frost patches. There's the actual portal for the arena. Hey, it is super Merveille. Interesting. And there she goes, doing her thing. Wonder if she'll have 2 phases, just like the actual Merveille. I assume so. As I say, I feel a little bit trapped in here. But, you know, I have my flame dash. That's interesting. Where is she? She dead? Are we going to phase 2? That must be what's going on. There you go. 50 charges, blow you up. And keep casting. Alright, looks like that was pretty easy. Alright, and just some rares. Nothing to write home about, probably. There we go. And just like that, we're full. We could do a little bit of inventory Tetris, but regardless, I'm going to have to come back for one more. And we've got the means to do it. So let's go and do this. Let's do that. And I'll try to actually do a round of selling here. I'm just going to see about, oops. This is level 77. A fair amount of fire damage. It's got critical strike chance and multiplier. No life, but it does, see, seems like it's got potential maybe for a CI build, like with the crit and everything like that, because it'll work on spells and everything. But then the added fire damage to attack and the life regen per second is sort of a little off. I don't think it's like a super GG, like crazy ass item, so I'm just going to go and put it here. Again, someone maybe buy it for a chaos, but maybe we'll just convert it into something later on. Same thing here, nothing to write home about. No, I don't think it's that special, but I should do a recipe here. Let me get back to you in a second. Let me just sell a couple of things. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I won't be running another map in this video. I'll just be going through and doing some sales again. So let me dump these things. Always worried that I'll accidentally sell something amazing, but I mean, I think it was truly like sick amazing. I would probably spot it. I think I'm more paranoid about accidentally selling something than, you know, is warranted. I'll just put this here for now. We'll figure that sale out after. I need to put the flask over here. I always pick up the quality flasks. I haven't done the glass blower on all my things yet, and I probably should, or I probably should actually do a few more crafting of flasks. I don't have exactly the combo I'm looking for. Well, actually, I gotta say, it's not too bad, right? Because these flasks are all instant recovery on low life, instant recovery on low life. Doesn't have instant recovery on low life, but it's currently my only burning removal flask, so I need sort of that combo. I like that more. This thing is great, and I did go and glass blower it up to 20%, which is pretty good. And here, Still haven't gotten what I feel to be like an ideal Quicksilver flask at all. I'd like something that's faster or more duration or whatever. Right now I just got the fact that it does recover its charges faster, so that's quite nice. But far from, you know, crazy sauce. So this thing is... no, that's fine. But I can probably do a Regal recipe at this point. Well, that'll sell for some bonus stuff. Let me just put that aside. Not as part of the Regal recipe. Yeah, so we'll sell the claw. Again, these are all level high enough. Yes. So we've got both hands. We've got a helmet, a glove, boots. And so we got both hands. So a pair of rings and an amulet and a belt.
You wish to ask me
Do, 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 do. There we go. Do that, and I'm going to sell this item as is because it'll give the Alk shards because it's got the +2 level thing going on. So slightly better than selling other things, although I could have... I still have a helmet. No, that's true. So that's fine. All right, what else we got? What are we going to do? Let's sort the flasks first. Do I have any others? Yep. Okay, and maybe this jewel. Just send it over here, assuming I even want to keep this. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, there might be a rule to that. Again, the jewels, because they're so small and I do have the extra tab, is one of those things I'm not really too picky about. 100% increased recovery on low life, but no. And it's the, pretty sure it's the Eternal Flasks that I like more, because they're faster by default. Hallowed Flasks do a big amount, but they're slow. Although, if I can get the bigger amount combined with instant recovery, I guess that's the way to do it, right? So I should give this one at the very least, a transmute and see what we end up with. Yeah, no, I don't care about that. But it might be worth, like... is it worth alting and re-rolling those? No. 62% increased armor during Flask effect. That's quite nice. Maybe not for this character, but I might just set it aside as something for me to think about here. Do. And yes, I'm really bad about like actually sorting my items and figuring out what to keep. This Maelstrom staff. What do I want to do with it? Well, I don't have, if I recall correctly, right. Yeah, you need the next level up of the Rage one to have the +4 to socketed fire gems. Or +2 to socketed fire gems. Sorry, I was thinking something else. +2 to socketed fire gems, which isn't a bad way to just roll it. I think with this, I'm not going to do the whole alteration thing, but I will upgrade it to a magic item. Then, no, that's not helpful at all. So, you know, we could try, get a good base, but have some alts, but no, it's not that common. So if it doesn't happen on the transmute where it's like really in the wrong direction, not even to bother adding a second modifier to it, we'll just sell it for that. That's going to be okay. So again, let's sell all the big shit that I'm not going to want to keep around for my my recipes because they're just too cumbersome. 18% increased and some elements, but no speed or anything like that. That's crap. That's magic. Increased crit chance. That's actually vaguely tempting for my up-and-coming character. Fair amount of extra elemental damage, but it doesn't have the extra attack speed to go with it. There's no way that's going to be usable. No, that's fine. I mean, it's usable, but it's not impressive. My future character tab, I think it's pretty full. But that includes a lot of bows that I'm going to move it, because I'm not thinking about using this on my current archer at this time. And I think Runebane also wasn't an upgrade for that character. So, it's not truly a trash unique, but I want to keep this Tempest, because it's a pain in the ass to upgrade these things. This is one of those I had, what's it called? The Storm bow. And I had a prophecy to kill someone while holding this. Actually, I believe you will see that if you watch my Path of Exile with Briarstone. You will see me end up with this. If I recall correctly, The increased attack speed isn't bad either. You can roll anything from 36 to 50 on the Tempest, and I got a 46, which is relatively high. And that's the only random component to this, so it's a relatively decent Tempest. It's not a super late game item in any way whatsoever, but it can be a decent leveling item, especially depending on what kind of build you've got going on for you. So this bow I'll probably just sell. This Harbinger one, I would be crafting, I suppose. Because I think the Harbinger bow is it the highest level? No, it's not. Clearly, it's 68. So there's probably another bow after that, but it may not be bad. I'll see. By the time I get my character 68, if I don't have a really strong bow, then I might try to do some crafting on it or something of that nature, and that will be okay. Why would I keep this? It's low level, but the modifiers aren't even that strong. No, it's fine. And we got that. I mean, rares are fun to keep around for different things. Okay, let's go back over here. So I have nothing else huge. Although these things I don't tend to keep for crafting either. They're a little bit bigger. I like just the 3-tile big ones. Okay, so let's do just another little sail here. It's not even magic. Oh, it's tricolored. I see. That's a lot of physical damage and attack speed. It's not super attack speedy though. I wonder if that's worth anything. Probably not. Because no, it's not particularly a high tier. It's actually a pretty good cold resistance roll, and it's not bad on attack rating either. No, it's nothing to write home about. So we're going to get rid of these bad boys as well. Okay. And yeah, for crafting setup, so we've got tons of belt over there, and it looks like I'm never going to run out of belts over here. So these are all level, 75 or above, which is fine. Oh, extra notes in there. That's cool. This is... It's got the extra armor, but it is total crap. Yeah, I don't need to keep these belts around. So if they're no good, I'll just sell them. Yeah, I don't think those numbers are impressive enough. And this either, so let's go and vendor these. Boop, boop, boop. It's going to be okay. Alright, so I'll keep a couple of suits of armor over here because I don't have any. I mean, usually I don't save them, but just a little bit. We'll probably be doing a thing. Really need boots. Boots over there? This actually has to be crafted. Boots. Okay. So first of all, let me Orbit Chance the Sorcerer Boots. Nope, we did not get the unique. So that's not worth keeping around at all. And then from here, I'm going to try to save like 3 boots, and especially like if we can like slightly better ones that someone who knows might be interested in buying. It's got a bunch of armor, maybe. I mean, no movement speed or anything like that. It's got a little bit of movement speed, maybe we'll do that. And I think actually I will try to do one chaos recipe. So I'll sell this one, keep those boots around. Let me just make a little bit of room here. Like that. And then, yeah, because I can make... no, I'm missing a ring, so I can't chaos recipe right now. So I'll just sell those boots after all. Since I don't think we got a ring kicking around. Right, that was a question of, do I keep that? I'm going to put it in for like an alch and see if someone's interested in doing something like this. ID that. Man, but it's got quality. So let me just dump it under the flasks for some vendoring later. And again, we've got, yeah, we can put a few more weapons in there. That's a lot of spell damage, actually. So 64 base, 85 specifically for fire spells, plus some flat stuff, and the mana and the regen. I bet you someone might buy that. Now, would you pay a lot for it? Probably not. Does Briarstone want that? He's not going fire, though. If we do a search, so if I go to po.trade, and I say it's the end of the league, so it's probably not worth even thinking about anything like that. But let's say I had a one-handed weapon that for increased fire spell damage that was, I want to say 84. So let's say we went from, say, plus 75 all the way to 90 just to get a range. So we're going to search for that. So, yeah, it looks like... I mean, I got extra good traits on here, so it's not worth a super high price. So I'll put it in here. Again, maybe someone will buy it for a chaos. If not, I'll just make a recipe for it later on. Physical damage is all crap. A lot of flat damage, or elemental damage with no special modifiers. Gems, yeah. So none of these are special. So I'm just going to put another one in there just to save room for recipe making, and then sell this to clear some space, and that's going to be fine. Okay. Let's compare some gloves, actually. It makes sense, I think, to do these as a type whenever possible. There's another glove over there. Now, for my chaos recipe, I actually have 3 gloves already in storage, so I'm not going to need any. Just make sure that... Oh, that might be something we craft, actually, the spike gloves. That's right. Nope. Fair amount of resist and the life. But it's not... I mean, it's not the biggest, baddest thing. It doesn't have, like, sick things. It's a lot of life. It's actually a really good roll on there, but the resistances aren't, like, super GG crazy. That's a lot of different resists. That's a really good chaos roll. Good stun roll, no one cares. It's actually a lot of good flat evasion, and it's got the 45% evasion. That might be tempting enough. I might put that in my recipe one, just to see if someone's interested. I think the sales are mostly going cold. Well, I say that, I'm on Do Not Disturb, so right now it's not a very good sign of that, but I think things are a little less impressive. Again, triple resistance, a good cold roll. Not literally max, because it's tier 2-ish. And a little damage and things like that. No, the life roll is really bad, so I don't think people are going to go out of their way to pick that up. And that either. So, but the gloves, I'll put that in my recipe pack for now, and then you do it this way, and we'll sell something. And then, yeah, this might be a to craft. I think I'm just going to throw that into my future characters thing. We'll see if what happens there. All right. So, hats. Let's do hats. Okay, I think that's all. In my recipe here, I actually only have 1 hat in here, so I will want to go and store some. So again, ideally we're looking... I mean, if we find a crazy good hat, that's awesome. That's just a tricolor thing. It's got some rarity and some resistances. Sometimes people pick those up. Probably not. I don't think any of these are particularly impressive. Some resistance in life, and yeah. I don't think any of these are impressive enough that they will actually sell for anything. I'll keep them around for recipes just in case. And do that with those. Okay. What do we got left? Kind of a mishmash of different things, and nothing I need to save for my recipe crafting at this time, because we got lots of all the things. So, no. No. It's got some attack speed and elemental damage, but none of those are particularly crazy good at all. And no. No. It's not like, that's actually not bad for, like, you know, the nearing the end of sort of the normal gameplay kind of thing. It's a good amount of life, decent amount of evasion, but I don't think it's worth, like, me selling. It's never going to sell for much. It's just going to take up a bunch of room and lead to more whispers that I don't want to deal with. It's a lot of life. That's a lot of life. It's near the maximum number, but everything else is just garbage. So go away. It's a good amount of elements going on, but no. And that's a lot of resist on a belt. 72 resist on a belt. It's got the increased flash charge gain, which is actually kind of nice. It's got some armor and some life, but studded belts do nothing for me. Like increased stun duration on enemies. Is that something people care about? Tell you what I'm going to do. Maybe it turns out to be a really good item. I'll add that to my chaos recipe tab. Maybe someone will buy it. Maybe they won't. That, I think, is just... And that's it. That's all of our sales. These boots weren't anything I... No. I mean, there's some nice stuff in there, but if there's no run speed on the boots, most people aren't going to be interested. So, let's toss all that. I'm going to put my Enfeeble Curse back in my own boots. And that's that. So we've cleared that up. We've done another unique map. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest have to offer. That one didn't feel that unique, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. It wasn't quite like the Vault of Atsizi over here, which were crazy item-wise. I'm not going to do another video for a second vault. I realized just now. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and do the vault now, and I'll just fill up all my... I'll put all the loots and tabs, and then we'll look at that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.